Hey guys, Yankee Cowboy here. As you can see on the bench, no, my other reloader didn't have a baby. I bought a new one. This reloader here on the left is the Mech Grabber. This is the model 8567. It's an 8567 Grabber, and I'm going to explain some of the differences between this one and the Sizemaster, and then the top of the line one is the Mech 9000G, which the Grabber is the same. It's pretty much the same without the hydraulic assist of turning the turret, but I'm going to save that for one of my reloading videos. I'll go into detail on that. This is the better choice in my opinion. Again, I'm not going to go into it in too much detail now. I just want to show you up close and show you some couple of little differences and show you this machine. You can't really see that side of the bench, but guess what, guys? So there's actually progress that was made, and by the weekend we're going to be full blown. This is going to be where I'm going to do the reloading at. I'm going to mount it to a slab of wood, 3/4 inch thick. They give you the dimensions to bolt it to, only because I want to still use this as a review table. And the big bench, I have holes in that from the other loader. I used to have it mounted permanently there, but you can mount it to a board and it's still going to be stable and you'll be able to move it around. Plus this one's taller than the other one, so if I put it on that bench, it's going to be way up in the air, and I want to be able to film from this side when I do the show. So we're going to go with this bench, but I'm going to get another piece of wood. I'm going to mount it to it. This way here, when I'm done, I can put it up on the bigger bench, put the cover on it, and call it a day, and still use this as a review bench and everything else. So with that, I'm going to show you guys a closer look at these two particular loaders. Okay guys, hopefully you'll be able to see this pretty good. This here is the new, this is the Mech 8567 Grabber. This is the one that I just got. Here's my old one. The bottles, I had a scab off of this one to put on the new one. And that was pretty much it. I haven't even really cleaned this one yet. You can see the difference between my old loader. It's very shiny. This particular one is more like a hammered finish. It's a little duller looking. It's still got some dust on it from the guy I got it from. I got this one off of eBay. But for what I got this loader for, and for what it can do, it's unbelievable. I should have bought one of these a long time ago. I mean, the Sizemaster has been good to me, but the problem is this is what happens when you this here is a single stage press. It's not progressive. So in other words, you have to put the shell in the first station, deprime it and size it. That's one pull. Move it over here, do another pull to put the primer in. That's two. Move it over here, go down one time. That's three to put the powder in. Bring it back up, put the wad in. Bring it down. That's four to put the shot in. Starter crimp. That's 5, 6. There's 6 pulls to do one completed shell, which it's fine. You know, I used to throw the radio on with this, the iPod, and load away, and I can do probably 4 boxes in an hour. It's not bad without killing myself, you know. It's about the enjoyment and a consistent load and everything else. But you know, let's face it, times get a little busy. You want to be able to be a little more efficient, and this particular one works on let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shells at once. So what you would do is that shell would go in here, and as you push down, there'd be 5 other shells in this turret. Then you'll lift up on this and you turn this turret to your next spot. Pull down. Every time you pull down, there's going to be a finished shell in here. I mean, I just got this loader, guys, and I cranked out 2 boxes in about 2 minutes. So it's awesome. I love it. I've already got, I don't know, I probably already got about 6. I already got a half a case loaded up, and I've only loaded for like not even a half an hour. I'm going to run out of supplies fast. I'm going to have to get on the horn and start ordering. But as you can see, guys, see how this is going around the turret? Every time you advance it, every time you pull down, you'll advance that turret, a finished shell is going to come out. I had to make a few minor tweaks and modifications with it, just because when he put it in the box, he had to turn the primer tray. It was taken off, and all the linkage on it was off of it because he had to box it up. So I had to set the height on this and do a couple adjustments on that. I also tweaked the resizer on the bottom. Now it's resizing my shells real nice. And what else did I do to it? Just wiped it off briefly. That's it. I changed the bushing in it because I'm still. This is another subject I'm going to touch on. I'm still working on a load recipe, just for the fact that I never owned a scale before. I just loaded by, okay, this bushing's supposed to be 18.5 grains. Let me tell you guys, we're going to get into this in more detail as well. Every time I do my reloading show every week now, after I start this week, we're gonna touch on some pretty good topics in the beginning on reloading related and gun related stuff, and then from there we can go on to whatever topics we want. But let's get back to the scale end of it. I did purchase a scale. Let me show you guys the scale I got quick. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I picked up this Hornaday scale at Cabela's. This was on sale for, I think, $24.99. And I said, you know what, let me grab one. Haven't had one. I figured, if I'm going to get into it serious now and really take it real serious, let me grab a scale, which I'm glad I did. Because I pulled out the shell to measure the amount of powder when I dropped it in there. It was supposed to be, I think, that one was supposed to be 18.3 or whatever. It was like 15.5 grains. That's how much difference it was. I mean, I got a dehumidifier. I'm down here in the basement. I don't think the humidity is that much of an issue, but there's a lot of variables. The humidity, how much powder is in your bottle. There are a lot of variables, but I didn't think it was going to be that much off. That's way off. And since I've been screwing around with this loader since I got it, I've already stepped up 2 bushings, and it's not even in the vicinity of what's supposed to be in there. So I think what I'm going to do is I got to go do a return at Cabela's. I'm probably going to get this charge bar, the fully automatic one that you could do all the tweaks and adjustments to. Just for the fact that you'll be able to change the amount of shot, because I do want to step down to 1 ounce instead of 1 1/8. 2 reasons. 1 1/8, you're pretty much wasting a lot of lead. 7/8 to me, I shot pretty good with it over the weekend, but I think it's a little too little. It's not really a whole hell of a lot of BB difference, but I think I'm going to go with the 1 ounce, and I'll be able to really dial things in with the the other charge bar that's fully customizable. You don't have to buy bushings anymore, different charge bars. You could dial it all in. So that'll come in handy as far as dropping the powder and throwing it on the scale and measuring it, instead of changing bushings every 10 minutes, which kind of sucks. I already loaded up 4 boxes and stepped up the bushing, and I'm still at like 16.5, 16.7 grains, but I'm supposed to be at 18. It's 2 point something grains off of what I'm supposed to have. So, and I only have 3 bushings. So, when I get the fully adjustable charge bar, it's gonna be, it's gonna be perfect. But hopefully you guys could decipher the difference between the two. This is a great machine. I'm still gonna use it, and I'll tell you why on that. Once you have 6 shells in here, and let's say you have a hiccup, something happens, you forget a primer or what have you, instead of unloading this whole turret, because it's kind of a process to get started and to finish and to interrupt it. I already had it happen when I first got it and I was making all my tweaks. Like I said, if you forget a primer or something happens or what have you, you could just take another hull. Let's say you pull out your damaged one, something happened to it, you got to get it out of there. You don't want to screw everything up that you got going on that turret. I can take this one now. Okay, I need to prime it. I can put a primer over here, set a primer in it. I could put the powder in it on this one, and then stick it right back in that place so I don't lose my spot on what's going on. So this one's going to come in handy for that. I was going to sell this one to Larry, but whatever happened, he's probably going to end up going and getting the fully progressive one, which he's probably better off. I kind of steered him on that. And it's no biggie, because this one here, I'm actually going to end up needing it. So just for that reason, I'm going to need this in case there's a screw up on the other one. It's good to have this as a backup if you have a Mech Junior, anything like that. Because if you were just to go buy a resizer to resize the case, those are like $70. Okay, and that's all it would do is resize the case. Then if you had to go buy the primer, deprimer, there's another $40. You're already up to 100 and something. You could just get yourself another loader, a single stage loader, and I could pretty much fix any hiccup that may happen over here, which I don't intend on any happening. Now that this is dialed in, I've been able to crank them out As long as you're aware of what you're doing, it's great. I mean, not even moving at a fast pace. I'm talking crawling, and I'm able to load a box in like 2-3 minutes at a crawling pace. So, as long as you pay attention to what you're doing on this one, and you advance the turret, and you watch and make sure your primers are feeding good, you're not running out of powder or shot, you shouldn't have any problems. But if you do, you got the backup one. And if you didn't need it as a backup, you could always change it to 20 gauge, whatever you want. If you got another shotgun that you'd like to load for. But yeah, this is going to be great. And like I said, I talked to Larry on that. I'm telling you, Larry, you're better off going with the progressive. Save some cash up and pop for it now, man. Especially if you're just getting into it. Just because this is my third loader. I started out with the Mech Junior, and then I wanted a progressive one. I read up on this one. I thought that the primer part was progressive. I said, oh, that'll be a little speedier. So I got the Sizemaster. I had this one for years. It's been great. Now that I'm in the club and I'm really serious about shooting again, I says, you know what? Let me get the Mac Daddy of them all, the Cadillac of loaders. And again, I'm not going to say why I didn't get the 9000 in this video. I'm going to talk about that in one of my reloading videos. But the progressive is the way to go, guys. Anybody's thinking about getting into loading, after using this, and I've used single stage since I've been loading, I can't see going any other way, you know. That's like my cell phone. Look at this thing. It's huge. It's like a tablet. It's the 5.3-inch screen. How can I go back to an iPhone with a 3.5-inch screen? It's ridiculous. This thing's fantastic. A lot of real estate on this baby. Alright, guys. That's it. That's pretty much it on what I'm going to talk about for now with these loaders. So, you know, hopefully this will help them make a decision on picking out a loader and the different purposes and the properties of them. We're gonna get into greater detail as I start doing my reloading shows once a week. But this is just a quick once over to show you guys the new reloader. It's here. I started loading with it. Got things going on down here, so you're definitely gonna see some good stuff coming down the road now. So stay tuned for that stuff, guys. Okay, guys. So this was another quick look here at my my old Mech Sizemaster and the new Mech 8567 grabber. Again, any questions or comments, leave them below. As always, thanks for watching the Total Outdoors with the Yankee Cowboy.